What's up, Bama Nation? What's up? What's poppin'? What's happening? Yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, just coming on here on a Thursday, giving you my thoughts in this conversation. The Tide bringing in a big freshman class, a big recruiting class on Wednesday. 21 student athletes putting pen to paper for your Crimson Tide. Alabama, one of the top classes in the nation, coming in to this 2025 venue here. And while the majority of the guys came from the state of California, that 7 of the 21 names, Alabama still was able to touch, getting 2 in-state prospects, couple of guys from Georgia, couple of guys from Florida, couple of guys from Mississippi, and even got a guy in Texas, Keelan Russell, the 5-star quarterback signee by the way of Duncanville High School. So even though the majority of the guys from California, Alabama's coaching staff still able to touch the South to Southeast region with some guys. And the big question that a lot of you as Tide fans wanted to know, particularly the offensive line. Bama signed 4 offensive linemen, in this class. We're waiting to see what happens with 5-star offensive tackle prospect Ty Haywood. He could end up being with Alabama as he will sign in February, but we know other programs, Michigan in particular, coming after him with the Wolverines under Coach Sharon Moore. That's more so where NIL is concerned, but we'll see what happens with Haywood. But Alabama did get Mal Waldrop, powerful, physical 3-star offensive lineman. It did get Michael DeBose, Michael Carroll, Jackson Lloyd. Those were the names that the Crimson Tide picked up. But overall, 4 offensive linemen were brought into this class. And the question that a lot of you have, why so many offensive linemen? Why was there a haul of getting 4 guys to sign early here in this class? Well, Kalen DeBoer and offensive line coach Chris Kapovich, they put an emphasis on the trenches. They put an emphasis on physical, powerful guys up front to move defensive linemen off the football. There was a priority put on the offensive line position. And the reason why a priority was put on that is you have to take into account the names Alabama could potentially lose, not just to the upcoming NFL draft, but also the NCAA transfer portal. The portal window opens Monday of next week, and it will go until the 28th of this month. So when you bring up names like Tyler Booker, you could lose Book to the NFL draft. He's being regarded as one of the top linemen in the process for next April. You could look at Jaden Roberts heading to the NFL draft. That could definitely happen. You could look at the potential of Elijah Pritchett maybe hitting the NCAA transfer portal. Does Pritchett hit it? We'll see. But Pritchett could potentially hit that portal. You have to look at what does Geno Vandermark, the transfer from Michigan State, do? Does he come back for another season at Alabama? Does he hit the portal? We'll have to see. I have heard no rumblings on Geno Vandermark, so in my opinion, I think he comes back. You also have to look at other names as well that could hit the portal. Now, I think the guys that you signed on the offensive line from the 2023 class, when you discuss, Caden Proctor is going to be back for another year. I think he needs to cut weight and get down from 369 to about 320, 330. He needs to drop weight to improve his mobility, his lateral quickness, to be able to establish and reestablish an anchor and punching out those opposing edge rushers from getting to the quarterback, showing that movement. I think he needs to get down to about 320, at the very least 330, in terms of losing that weight going into spring and next season. That's for Caden Proctor. But I see Proctor coming back for his junior season. I see guys like Olas Enganine coming back, Miles McVay being back, Rock Montgomery being back. Also, Wilkin Formby was in that 2023 class as well. But in 2024, you brought in guys like Casey Poe, Big Will Sanders, who's doing some freakish things in the weight room right now. David Ballou is like, dude, chill out, calm down. You're doing a lot in here in this weight room. You got Big Will Sanders, and then you also have Joseph Ionata, who came in that 2024 class. So Alabama has brought in offensive linemen, in the 2023 class and 2024, but you want to have depth up front. You always want to have depth. You always want to have sound, solid rotation. Why? You never know where an injury could strike. You never know if somebody could get hurt. You never know if somebody, not feeling their situation at Alabama and they want to pursue the NCAA transfer portal. So this is the reason why you saw 4 offensive linemen signed in this recent class when you discuss Micah DeBose, Michael Carroll, Jackson Lloyd, and Mal Waldrop that all came into this 2025 signing class for the Crimson Tide. And all these guys want to be physical. They all want to establish the run. They all want to be mean. They all want to be dominant. They all want to be dynamic and good size on all these guys. You've got guys in this class that have got great feet and great hands, punch strike in terms of pass protection, but you also got some physical maulers in this class when you talk about mowing down defensive linemen and linebackers in the run game. Mal Waldrop is a physical mauler. He gets his hands on you, you going down. He's a physical mauler. You look at Micah DeBose, a physical mauler. You look at Michael Carroll, a physical mauler. When you turn on Carroll's tape, there is no lack of effort. He is in your face from the snap to the whistle. Even after the whistle, Carroll is still trying to embarrass you in front of your grandmama, your great-grandmama, your auntie, whoever's out there. You look at Jackson Lloyd, I see him really good in pass protection, good feed, quick movements, good hand strike. I like the technique there that Jackson Lloyd has there in terms of the pass pro sets. Carroll has good technique in terms of pass pro sets as well, but all 4 guys, huge. All 4 guys, you needed them. All 4 guys, I was happy to see Alabama go out there and address that need along the offensive line because there have been so many points in the last few years here. You as Alabama fans have been wondering, when does this program get back to having the monsters up front to set the tone for this offense? The last really good offensive line we saw from Alabama was 2020, led by Landon Dickerson in the middle at that center position. And on that 2020 group, you had Dickerson, you had Leatherwood, you had Evan Neal, you had Deontay Cornbread Brown, you had Emil Ekiyor. That was the last good group, right? Now, the last trend-setting blueprint group, and everybody should model the blueprint, would be 2012, when you had Barrett Jones, DJ Fluker, Chance Warmack, Cyrus Kwanjo. That was the last blueprint group. If you wanted a blueprint, you go back to that 2012 offensive line that produced 2 1,000-yard rushers, Eddie Lacy, TJ Yeldon, that had A.J. McCarron with all types of time with all the football, that helped Amari Cooper be a 1,000-yard receiver as a freshman, 59 catches for 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. So that O-line was the blueprint O-line in 2012. However, the 2020 group, led by Landon Dickerson, the most recent, offensive line that held up there for Alabama. But just really pleased with what Kalen DeBoer did in addressing the front unit here with this signing class, getting 4 offensive linemen to sign early. We'll see what becomes of Ty Haywood, but I like the group that we've got, that Alabama's got right now on the offensive front. But this is just yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine, just breaking down what I liked and why was it so important for Alabama to get 4 offensive linemen signed early in this 2025 class.